Welcome to Escaping Purgatory, a podcast where we rewatch Supernatural, then talk it through in the hopes we can finally escape this show.
Join us each week and leave comments on upcoming episodes, and together we can escape supernatural purgatory.
Hello. Wow. Well, we did it.
We did it. We're here. It's season 7 finale. Survival of the fittest.
I think my takeaway from this episode, just to start out, was that this episode is the most Destiel episode of all episodes I've watched, and I was shocked and surprised because some of these moments I was like, wait, no, this happened. I was like, no, it's all in this episode.
There was a foxhole. There was a foxhole in this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was there's some good lines. I really enjoyed it.
Yes. Yeah. Like the fact it cuts from Dean and Cass in front of the car. Yeah. We don't know it's the car, but it's clearly the car. At night. Yeah. And then it cuts to Meg driving it in the day. What do you think happened in that car?
Oh, I love a supernatural time skip. The possibilities are, in fact,
all of
endless.
Them. Yeah. There, it feels kind of wrong, doesn't it? Because Cass isn't all in his right mind, so it feels like he might be taken advantage of. So I feel kind of icky saying that. But I don't know. I feel like he could still consent because he's not completely gone.
No, for fan fiction purposes.
For fan fiction purposes, he has willing and enthusiastic consent.
Yes. And this episode. One thing I did realise about halfway through, because we brought it up, I think maybe you brought it up last episode. You're like, why was Dean wearing a leather jacket? And I was like, of course, it's his purgatory jacket.
Yes. Yep, it is. It is his purgatory jacket.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And so they must have at some point introduced it, like, wait, we're going to need like a badass look for next season. Like, quick, raid the stores. They found this like old brown leather jacket. It's kind of cherry brown, I think.
Yeah. It's actually quite a nice color. I do enjoy the color of it.
Yeah. It's not for me. I'm more of a winter, where I think Dean is a spring.
I don't. I know what those are. But I couldn't tell you what color ranges are in them.
Oh, yeah. I actually really enjoyed this. I was watching it like, I remember all of this and it's really great. And it's written by Sarah Gamble. She gets the emotional beats of Supernatural.
She does, yeah.
I do like her writing. I actually really enjoy it. I've done a full 180 on Sarah Gamble from doing the podcast, because I heard this is my fault for taking on other people's opinions of being like, oh, she never should have been showrunner, blah, 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 blah. Actually, I feel like Sarah Gamble does get Supernatural. I feel like she understands the emotionality of it and writes really good episodes.
I think so too. The only problem, though, is that she does write the same thing. So this episode is exactly the same, and I feel like has very similar beats to, not completely because of the situation at the end of season 6, but I do feel like it's very, very similar to the end of season 6.
But I do think you're going to be saying that now for the rest of the season finales.
I do. We did talk about this before, and so I wasn't really paying attention to the time of the episode. So when it came to the actual like confrontation, I was like, oh, this is like after all of this build up and this is what it is.
Yeah.
And then then you got the after, like, it's not after credits, but it's the after confrontation. Like that was more impactful for the end of the season. I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, let's go. But like, I don't know. It was just the runtime of this episode is actually only like 39 minutes. It's really, really, really short. And I think they they kind of did themselves in by not using up we say this all the time, but they shouldn't have spent so long in the last episode trying to get the blood from the alpha. I feel like the beginning of this episode, could have been at the end of last one, and they could have extended them hunting down Dick a little bit, because, or just something, because the ending just, I don't know, just in a lab.
It was, I think they build up this whole bit in this episode of Dick having the arm and making like replicas of himself. And then they're just like, oh yeah, Cass knows. Yeah. Like, and they do all this bit around it, and it takes so much time up. It's just like, oh, this is clearly going to be a bigger thing than it is, and it's just not.
Right.
Yeah. There are some choices in pacing and payoffs in this. I do think they didn't quite know how to end the story.
I think so too. And like, I kind of do and I kind of don't, but I wish there was a little bit more with Bobby. Like, I feel like his section was just a little too short, but I understand. I loved it. I thought it was really well done. And like, it really got the point across that they were saying goodbye to this person. And him saying, I'll see you in heaven. I was just like, fuck you. Or see you on the other side is what he said. Or get a drink on the other side, I think that's what he said. We'll get there. But like, I don't know, there was just something about him. I kind of wanted to go more into like how he, as a ghost, and like how he was turning more vengeful, and like him kind of battling it more. Yeah. And like really trying to like see more of him snap at them by accident, and then showing the remorse. Because Jimbo Beaver was so amazing of like showing how vulnerable he was in that moment. And I just, I'm selfish. I wanted more.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because like I'm dead inside, but like that big deal they made of him like possessing that woman, I was like, oh yeah, this is a big deal, but like I didn't really feel anything about it. That sounds awful.
I didn't feel bad. I didn't really feel bad for her. I felt bad more for Bobby. The thing that got me though is that her cardigan, the buttons were like huge. And that just completely distracted it for me. Like I was like, why are there like CDs on her jacket? On her cardigan? I did not
notice that. That's wild. Like what? Oh, I do like a big button though. I'm with her on that.
I'm talking they were like 4 inches. They were massive.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I want to see it now. I'm going to go back and look.
I couldn't stand it. I was just like, ugh, no. Anyway, that so I just got distracted by that. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It was still very good. I loved having everybody in the same room together.
Oh yeah, I love that so much when they just get everybody, just bring them all, let them have a little bit of banter. It's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Mark Sheppard doing Mark Sheppard things.
Oh yeah, he just plays into everybody so well. He brings a whole scene together. Yeah, I miss him. I miss him as Crowley. Like he's so good. I'm still mad about what they did to his character. Anyone, I feel like we have the same opinions on Supernatural as Mark Sheppard. He's the one we would get on the podcast because he thinks season 8 is the best season. He doesn't like how he ended up, the ending of his character. And I'd love to hear his thoughts on the finale of Supernatural if he has ever even watched it.
That's true. Yeah. Because he was out for like a few years at that point.
Yeah. I'd love to hear his thoughts on it. No, I don't know if anyone's ever asked him. Someone tell me. If someone's asked him and he's answered, send me the clip. I want to know because I'm interested to. I feel like he would have kept up with Supernatural and like wanted to know how it ended too.
I think so too, especially being at conventions. I do feel like he would. But I also feel like he has enough respect for the writers of shows that he wouldn't throw anybody under the bus. Not in a way that we would really want like a real answer beyond like they did what they had to do kind of answer.
The thing is, as much as we want them to say like, oh yeah, it's terrible, they are all professionals.
Right. Apart from some of them are like That wig, though.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. That's a clear thing you can see with your eyes.
Yes, this is true.
There's no disputing that. I watched someone again, like I don't know where this is from. This was years ago now. I think it was like a makeup artist talking about that wig. I can't remember where I heard this. Just saying like there's no excuse for it being that bad. Essentially, like not even during COVID.
So I think we actually talked about it at the beginning of doing this podcast, because I do remember you talking about it. So like,
oh yeah, maybe I knew who it was back then. My brain is a sieve, so it's just like cheese in there.
It's Swiss cheese with the hooves.
And the mouse is supernatural, just nibbling away.
Not talking about brain rot, we're talking about brain mouse.
Brown mouse, brain cheese. Okay, we've officially devolved. We should start this episode.
This is true. So actually, I don't think we even talked about what the name of the episode is or anything, and who it's written. We alluded to it, but so it was season 7, episode 23, Survival of the Fittest, written by Sarah Gamble and directed by Robert Singer. Which, yeah, there are moments that you could tell.
Before we started recording, both me and Annabelle were like, we knew this was a Bob Singer episode from the shots, the faces, the things that they did. Yeah. I didn't even look at the beginning, and then I got about halfway through and I was like, Robert Singer directed this. There's no one else who could have possibly done this.
Yep. And for me, it was the moment, I think it's when Crowley shows up and they like zoom in and they do the whole Janet, Dr. Scott on whatever. Yeah. I need to rewatch Rocky Horror. It's Halloween time. But which is what they did at the end of season 6.
Yeah.
Robert Singer and Sarah Campbell were both involved with that one too. So
that's so true. I do love the little like face, like just a little reaction shot of absolutely everybody in the room and their mums, you know. Yeah. Okay, so we have the road so far, not a then, but a road so far. So of course, it's Kansas. Carry on, wayward son. Yeah,
and it's just, I mean, it's always going to be good. We all love a road so far. It was like 2 minutes, which is where it cut into the runtime, but it did. So I guess because there wasn't a convention this year in Charlotte, but hearing that song again really did just give me a bit of a gut punch, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, every time.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And like the convention, when you get to yell sing it at the cast, it feels better.
It does feel better. I do sing along to The Road So Far, just so you all know and can imagine me doing that. I do, because I do find it hurts less if you're singing along.
So, it was just a lot of, them killing things. When it was showing everything, I was like, oh, God, yeah. Like, Amy was this season. That was kind of come and gone. We're seeing the Leviathan possess Cass. Cass is dead. Crowley and Dick introduction. Dick killing Bobby. Then we see a bit more of what's recently happened. Of Bobby possessing the housekeeper from the hotel. Meg and Kevin's introduction. And him getting abducted by Edgar. Talking about all the blood that they need. And then killing a whole bunch of monsters. And I do love that they synced up Surely Heaven Waits for You in the lyrics with an angel being killed. That was
they know what
masterful.
They're doing. Yeah.
Absolutely masterful. And then we get the very end of the last episode of Dick trapping Crowley.
Yes. It was a full recap.
I mean, they did skip some stuff. But, I mean, not everything was relevant to this episode. But I was like, oh, yeah, Dean has a daughter that he was killed.
There was so much that happened in this season. Like, so much.
So much. I mean, it was 22 episodes, which is more than we have seen so far in the show.
Like 11 movies worth of, like...
So much, so much content. No wonder why they get paid like, you know, $500,000 per episode.
Yeah, it's just too much content.
So yeah, it's a direct continuation of what we just saw.
The other thing I noticed about this scene, and like prove me wrong, but I think this office is also Naomi's office in heaven.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it definitely is, right?
But it could also be it's just a brightly lit office.
But it's just that like, there's something about it just makes me think that it is the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean you're right.
The only thing that's missing is the bisexual lighting, though.
Yeah, but the window is in the right place. So all they had to do was like cover that over some frosted stuff, and then put some lights on. Mm-hmm. And then
it definitely has a heaven feel, which I wonder if like that's why they did it. I don't know. I don't know. This episode definitely cements how corporate the Leviathan are, though.
Yeah.
Like that was wild. Because it felt different than the office that Bobby was at, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a completely different place, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I do think it's the same office. It has a glowy desk. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Naomi has a glowy desk. We'll find out, I guess. Yeah, but I thought it was the same place. It made sense to me that it was because they like to make heaven or corporate in the end.
That's true.
as well.
Yep. So Dick is pouring drinks and he says, "How do you take it?" Is this like it's all innuendo as well in this episode? Or maybe my head was just in the gutter for this one. I don't know. Yeah. But just Dick asking how you take it, it's just like, okay.
Yeah. I know, definitely men. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And Crowley just says alcoholic.
I mean, he's right. All whiskey tastes pretty much the same. Well, it doesn't. I do like my whiskey. But like at the end of the day, it's all a bit like gasoline.
Yeah. And like, what were you offering to mix drinks, Dick? I don't think so. Was he just asking if you wanted ice?
Oh, yeah, true. Well, yeah. I don't know. Also, I did notice a continuity error. He hands Crowley the tiniest little finger of whiskey, like it's very small, and then it cuts back to Dick and it cuts back to Crowley and he has nearly half a glass. But you could headcanon that into like Crowley just topping up his own drink.
That's true. Yeah. Well, he's somewhat powerless right now though because he's in a devil's trap.
Yeah, I just feel like he just maybe has it on him. Yeah, just a tube up the sleeve, even if he doesn't have his devil power, like.
Yeah, it's true. Like where an angel has their blade, he just has a flask of whiskey. Yeah. Yeah. So Crowley's still bitter about how Dick had described them because Dick's like
just extending the hand of hospitality
to a mutation like me. Tired of swimming in hot garbage, aren't we?
God, his lines are so good. And Dick tries to walk that back, and he's like, "Well, that was a little colourful. Well, we didn't mean to like offend." And essentially, they're corporate men talking corporate speak about how they want the same thing, and what Dick will offer Crowley is Canada.
Oh yeah,
demons get Canada, the Leviathan get America because they're so fat.
Basically, yeah.
Which is really funny because I hate what they do because they killed the skinny girl, which I don't know why she was a girl, like a young girl.
That whole bit was just real unnecessary, I feel. They already had a big master plan about killing everyone. Why was this the tipping point of like, oh no, we have to blow up their labs? I don't get it.
Yeah, so it's because they were making a creamer when the creamer was going to kill skinny people because they want fat people only. But the thing is, she's already mind controlled. So like, just make her eat more.
Yeah, like that also, I don't know. That whole bit was very icky to me. I didn't like it at all. Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's if we don't like it, that means they're doing their job right with being...
Yeah, with the horror.
But I feel like it was more of a commentary on like corporate America rather than Leviathan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this whole season is a dig at just American, like, eating habits and
Consumerism.
corporations
Yeah.
and how they have their fingers in everything, you know, the fact they couldn't find any food that didn't have any of the like levithan stuff in it, like just shows how much they control of the food industry. Yeah, it's actually surprisingly like apt commentary for Supernatural. And it's still very relevant today. I think like most like there's what 2 or 3 corporations, maybe like 5 that own pretty much everything.
That's true. That's very true.
So,
and I can see why that might rub some Supernatural fans the wrong way, and like that they're monsters, but they're not monsters in a human sense. They should just be, you know, these primordial beings, but yet they're so like that was one thing that I thought was really funny with Dick in this, of like how well he is at negotiating.
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but where did you get that from? You don't negotiate in, I mean you do, but like not in a corporate way in Purgatory. So like where it was very like he learned very quickly, and maybe it was, you know, the affinity with Dick. But I don't think Dick was actually like that good of a businessman. I think it was really just like he got lucky.
Well, it basically, yeah, you're right. The Leviathan started off as this like primordial ooze. They actually only managed to become as evil as they are because they assimilate humans. And they do make commentary on that many times. They're like, oh, you know, we love you guys. You came up with all this and like war and stuff. But yeah, you're right. Like they only are as successful as they are taking over things because like humans think like that and are able to do that kind of manipulation. And I think they only came up with the ideas that they had because humans had already had them that they were like infecting. Yeah.
Right. So I can see why it's not a supernatural thing that they're fighting. They're fighting capitalism and consumerism.
Basically, yeah. This season is the Winchesters fight capitalism. Like, that's all.
And they bone it. They bone capitalism.
They do in fact bone capitalism. I'm trying to think what was going on at the time of this. Like, when is this? 2010? 2012? Like,
I can't remember that time. Like I was
deep in my working era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows what was going on?
Yeah, I truly don't remember.
Outside my 10-hour days of work. That's how they want you. They want you
That's
under
true.
the thumb, so you don't know what's going on around you. There you go. We're getting into like a deep conspiracy theory podcast.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think.
But only in relation to TV shows.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Like, I can see why this season does kind of rub people up the wrong way, because you're right. Like, there's no. I mean, there is a very clear defined good and evil, but also like, yeah, they only can do this because capitalism exists. If it didn't exist, they wouldn't be able to enact this evil plan of like eating all these people. Whereas like previous seasons just been like, oh yeah, there's supernatural entities that have a different morality to you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And like the fact that like literally they just had to pour blood on a bone.
That is funny to me. Like that was
There was like no nothing. Just like the blood didn't get absorbed into the bone. It's literally just laying on top of it.
Yeah.
It was
like,
yeah.
did they even? This annoyed me. Well, I know we're gonna get to this bit, but when they poured the blood, did they even put it on the pointy end? Because I feel like they didn't.
No, they put it on the like
Yeah.
bony bit.
And I was like, Sam, think with your mind. Like, think with your head. Look at which bit are you going to do the stabby bit? Which bit? Why are you putting it on the bit you hold? You're going to get blood all over your hands.
Yeah. Wild choice. So the scene finishes out with Crowley like saying the best thing to do is to make it in a contract, and he like pulls out a massive scroll and just like flings it in front of him, and gets out a magnifying glass. He's like,
I do so like this part. Don't you?
and then it cuts to the title card.
Iconic. Love him.
Yes.
Right. So we go to see Sam and Dean, and they're driving, and they're talking about something that they're gonna do or have already done. I think they're gonna do. Basically saying it's a bad idea. And Sam is like, Dean, this was your idea. And he's like, I said it as a joke. And Sam says, no, it was a bad joke, but it's a good idea. So they're talking about getting this righteous bone. I think I said this before, but I don't know why anyone didn't think, like, is it not just Dean's, like, leg bone? Because he was the righteous man. They literally called him that, and they're using the same word here. Did he not think, oh, I'm going to have to, like, chop off an arm or something here?
Yeah. I mean, they can't really mortally wound their main character, though, so that's...
But they didn't even consider it, and then be like, oh, maybe we should try something else first. You know? Like, I feel like someone should have brought up, like, wait, is it you?
Yeah, right. You're the righteous man. I do love the subversion that they did, though, because it says righteous man and they chose a woman.
That's so true. I like that. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So, Sarah Gamble for women, for grave robbed women. I don't know.
Yeah, is this a good thing? So Dean is like, okay, you know, we're gonna go do this thing. Sam suggests they call Castiel again. And Dean's like,
Dude, on my car, he showed up naked, covered in bees.
basically the last time I called him. And Sam's like, yeah, I'm not real sorry, I missed that. Dean goes to turn on the radio, and there's a voice on the radio that's saying, like, the price of stock has gone up with the acquisition of Sucre Corp. I say Romans are buy. And then there's a woman going, I have to disagree with you there. I'm going to call him and watch and wait. So yeah, they're basically talking about this in the background, which again, I like. It's like someone was listening to me at the beginning of the season.
It's very convenient though, right? Because it's like, we've heard that he's going to be at Supercorp headquarters. Like, okay. And then that's it. That's all they listen to.
There's a lot of divine intervention in this episode too, of like things just falling all through the season, things just kind of going right, you know? Mm-hmm. So they talk about that. They're like, oh, he's there. And they kind of give each other a look. So
actually, sorry. You just, for what you just said, like for a season finale, you're right. Everything went according to plan.
Yes.
Like if you think of season 5, nothing went to plan.
Yeah, no, absolutely zero things went to plan.
Season 6, nothing went to plan. Like, it went to Cass's plan, but not their plan.
Yep.
Oh, that's probably why I don't really like it. Because it all went like well. I mean, yeah, okay, the last bit they didn't know what was going to happen, so like fine.
But it didn't go wrong.
But it did go wrong.
Unexpected reaction.
Yeah, like they got all the pieces that they need, and it all worked out well. Like they didn't run into. Oh, anyway, yeah, okay, fine, all right.
Yeah, like they won. It's fine. Which I think goes on to season 8. Interestingly, you'll see. Mm-hmm. So we see the maid that Bobby possessed walking along the street. We see Dick on a TV, and like as she looks in the window, you see a reflection of Bobby, and he's like, "Grrr, Dick Roman,
super mad. I'm so mad."
So Crowley's still stuck under the devil's trap as they're sorting through this contract, and I love that they've red penned this like ancient scroll. It's so good. So they're going through legal speak that I care not for. Yes. It's interesting because we know as outside viewers that the Leviathans have no intention of honouring this contract because they've already like broken it with the Alphas, the agreement that they had. So it's all just show for Crowley.
Yeah.
So Dean and Sam are in a crypt. And Dean says, well, I guess if we can't find a righteous bone in a friggin' nunnery crypt. So they go through the different nuns there. So there's this young nun, and Dean says, let's find someone who's had time to cook. There's another nun who became like Mother Superior age 60, and Dean was like, power corrupts. No, not her. Mm-hmm. And then there was Sister Mary Constant, who was 83 years of quiet, humble, nun-like goodness. And Dean agrees. he goes smashes the crypt, and sees which one it is, and then says, well, let's bone this nun. And they both like look at each other, and Dean's like, sorry.
Sure, said that.
Yeah. But even for me, this was bad. So back at the office with Crowley and Dick, they're still talking about the stuff. Susan comes in, and Dick's like, go and get, make copies of this, get it all signed, etc. I do kind of hate he calls him Mr. Crowley because, like, it's not his name. It's just disrespectful to me in a weird way. Like, because he's not called Mr. Crowley. His name is Crowley. And I don't know why, but sometimes using, like, an extra honorific just seems really condescending to me.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. Like, he's forcing politeness.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Something about it grates on me and I can't quite put my finger on it. Mm-hmm. So, of course, they have the bone. So Sam and Dean are back at the cabin. This is all happening very quickly. We're just rushing through the plot points here. They try to summon Crowley because he said he was going to give his blood last to them. And they have all the other blood and they have the thing and they need his blood and then he doesn't turn up. So... and then they're waiting. There's like this really tense moment. There's a knock on the door. And they're like, oh. And then it's Meg. Oh, and I love every single line she says in this episode. Is just on point. She just goes like, you deal with him. I can't anymore. And Dean's like, who? But I'm like, you know this. You know who she's talking about.
Yeah.
So she explains that Cass was basically popped in on her when she was trying to like lay low and then zapped her to the cabin. And Dean's like, why? And she said, go ask him. He was your boyfriend first. Which,
the face that he made.
Yeah. Like, oh, shocked and appalled. So, of course, Dean goes out to talk to Cass. Sam doesn't. It's always Dean and Cass in this episode. There's never a little Sam and Cass moment. Again, we're getting to season 8, it's nearly there. So he goes and talks to Cass, who's sat in the driver's seat of Meg's car, like listening to some music. And Dean's like, hi. And Cass just sort of waves to him, but doesn't look at him at all. It's just like in the music. Mm-hmm. I love this camera motion where they like look at Cass through the window and then Dean like straightens up. They move the camera up to see him and as he's like just gathering himself like, oh my God. Like, I don't like, yeah.
Yeah.
We've
all had that moment where you have to talk to that person you really don't want to. And it's just like, give me strength.
Yeah. I have to breathe before I say something.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So he goes back in and he's like, oh, what's the word, Cass? And Cass starts talking about monkeys and how they're sensible to leave the skin on the bananas and like, should they really test cosmetics on them? And Dean's like, oh, like he asked Dean, how important is lipstick to you? And Dean's like, not very. Like, do you want to come inside? And Cass is already deflecting, saying that he doesn't participate in aggressive activity, but he has gone in. He goes over to pick up the bone and sniffs it. It's like, a fine vintage.
You're right.
I mean, that's basically what he says.
This is true. This is very true. Yeah.
And Dean asks why he went to go get Meg. And Cass again goes on this like wandering tangent of like, oh, I wanted to observe the flowers and fruit. Like, flowers come first, but I heard nothing from them. And Sam's like, who? And Cass says, the garrison. So he went to go to Kevin's house. And he's like, Leviathan can kill angels. That's the reason why my father locked them in purgatory. They're the piranha that would eat the whole aquarium, which I think is a really good way of putting it, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And he says the entire garrison is dead. It doesn't seem to have much effect on him, but if you actually think about it, like, he was the leader of that garrison, and now they are all gone.
Yeah. He's disassociating from, like, all of this.
Because it's just too horrendous to think about for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Dean asks where Kevin is, and Cass doesn't answer. He's thinking about stealing the monkeys. And Dean, like, claps his hand at him. I hate this motion. I hate people clapping their hands at people. Because I think it's, like, something that people do to dogs. And I'm like, you shouldn't be, I don't know. I'm not sure you should be clapping your hands at dogs either, to be honest. It's just rude. And Cass is like, I don't want to fight. And again, Dean kind of gathers himself. Is like, we're very worried. Like, this is why we want to know. It's not that we want to go fight. Like, we're very worried.
They took him. He's alive. I felt such responsibility, but it's in your hands now.
Oh, like, right. I did it. So then Megs clocks what's on the table. And he's like, what is that? And they tell her that they call Crowley. And she just starts freaking out. She's like, what do you mean he didn't turn up? And she's like, I'm outie. Like, he could still... And then Crowley obviously turns up at that moment and says...
You could still
Show up at any time. Hello, boys. Sorry I'm late. This is an embarrassment of riches.
I mean, it kind of is, because he's been trying to find Meg and he thought Cass was dead. Yep. I think he knew that Cass was alive, though. There's no way he didn't know. He alluded to it last episode.
I think so too. Yeah. And also, I feel like there was somewhat confirmation from Dick as well.
Oh, yeah.
That he was still alive. That I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
That
was
felt
something.
It felt like...
Like,
I don't know.
Is Crowley last episode basically going like, well, you'd have to get the blood of an angel and you couldn't possibly do that, could you?
That's true. Yeah. You're right about that. I think Crowley was there for a little bit longer and was waiting for the opportune moment, because there was no way he could just finish off her sentence like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would do that. Like, just wait for the most dramatic moment to appear, of course.
Because he's furious, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like, hello, boys, it's not enough. It's like, nah, I'm going to cut you off, Meg. So he turns to Meg and says, won't you stay, won't you? There's really nowhere to run. And when Meg does try to run, because I'm guessing it's warded, so she couldn't just smoke out. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like why she didn't do
he
that
does
immediately.
threaten her as well about smoking out.
That's true. That is very true. But he does block her exit, and he tells her that like he's got eyes all over the place. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. And Cass like defends her, says leave her be. Crowley turns to Cass and says, Castiel, when last we spoke, you enslaved me. I'm confused. Why aren't you dead? And like when he says enslaved me, Cass looks really ashamed.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, I don't know. Crowley's like, what do you want to be? I can make that happen. It's very like confronting your ex, right? This whole thing.
and like Dean steps in between them and is like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a triangle.
Yeah, because he just says, all right, enough. And Crow's like, it's enough when I say I came here to help you.
Find out you've been lying to me, harboring an angel, not just any angel, the one angel I most want to crush between my teeth.
I bet you do.
Hell yeah. I was like, where are you going with crush between what?
Yeah, between like, what now, Crowley? Like,
I've never heard anyone crushing anything with their teeth. That's teeth breaking rather than like crushing. Anyway, that's fine. And Meg's like, oh, so you crush angels now? And Crowley's like, well, you have no sense of poetry. I still don't. Neither do I, apparently, because I'm not getting it. And he turns back to Cass and says, what do you say for yourself? And Cass still, not being normal Cass, is sort of like, well, I'm still honing my communication strategy. I haven't been back to heaven. I keep thinking there's no insects up there, but here we have. And like Crowley looks over at Dean. He's like, "Are you serious?" Like, what is this?
Yeah. And Dean looks at him like, "Yep." I love it.
Yeah. He does have like a smirk on his face of like, "Well, good luck."
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna kill the special kid? Because I'm not gonna kill the special kid. That's what it feels like.
It does. Yeah, for sure.
And Cass is still talking about bugs. Crowley and Dean exchange another look. So this is what I'm talking about. This is great, just having all of them. Sam hasn't said anything at this point. No. By the way, he's just there.
He's just there in the background, like watching everything take place.
Yeah, exactly. And Crowley just turns to Cass and says, "You're off your rocker." He's off his rocker. Is that it? Calm as a bitch, isn't it? I guess they were going to offer Crowley a drink. That's why there's like 3 shot glasses there.
I guess
and he like
so,
takes a sniff of the like whiskey and is like, ugh, like this is really gasoline.
Like the comparison between them and Dick, and he still chooses them,
This is true. This is very true. He could have had Canada. What was he going to get with this?
Yeah. But why have Canada when you can have the world?
Well,
That's whole Crowley's like mindset.
You're right. Yep. So like, Dean's like, look, what do you want? Like, do you want to kill Cass or do you want to go after Dick? Like, pick something. And Crowley's like, well, I want both, but where's the fun in cobbling a ball of wet fur, which I think is actually the best description of Cass.
Oh yeah, he's a little puppy.
Yep. And he's like, text me when Sparkle's here, retrieves his marbles. Great line.
Yeah,
Just
love
all
that.
the way. Yeah. And he gives them his blood.
Well, there was this whole fake out situation.
Right. That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
So I did skip all of that at the beginning because it was a lot. So yeah,
I like it really
the
doesn't
original
matter.
plan-
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So the whole plan was basically, again, what happened in season 6, using the wrong blood for the spell.
That's so true. Yeah.
But this time it would be Crowley giving the blood of some other demon instead of his own. But he does not.
I thought as well, like, wouldn't Cass just be able to tell? Like, couldn't they just give him the vial and be like, is this Crowley's blood?
True.
I feel like he'd be able to, he would know.
I feel like that too.
Yeah.
He could sniff a
don't-
bone and tell it's the person. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he could hold a vial of blood and be, oh yes, it's Crowley's blood. There's that whole question up to the end they tried to put in here. It doesn't really quite work out because I can't imagine Crowley actually siding with Leviathan. It never really held true to me that he would betray them like that for Canada.
yeah, and I feel like I don't know where I get this feeling from, but I do feel like demons and other monsters get on well versus what the Leviathan are doing to the other monsters of like killing them all.
They kind of stay out of each other's way, I think, you know?
Actually, no, because he was capturing all of the alphas last season.
Yeah, that's true. But for Crowley, it's a win-win, right? Because either he can give them his blood, and if they get killed in the process of going to kill Dick, he can just say, well, I did give them the other demon's blood, prove it.
True.
Whereas if they manage to kill Dick, then Dick's gone, and he can carry on as he was anyway. So it's like, there's no real downside for him here in giving them his blood.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, I'm surprised that Dick let him go. Like, if he captured him, you know, I'm surprised.
But that's why he
could-
made multiple versions of himself. Because he knew he was going to get backstabbed.
Yeah, but, like, you know that they have the other blood. Well, I assume they know they have the other blood. So, like, why wouldn't you just keep Crowley there?
True.
Because they're just underestimate the Winchesters. They don't really know them enough, I think.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Or well, so the I guess the thing is that they want the Winchesters to come after them. They want to they want to be on their home ground.
Yeah.
And the only way they're going to do that is if Crowley gives them blood. So he has to go to them. So he has to be released.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. They could have kept him locked up for eternity in their like secret lair, and they would never have been killed and could have eaten everybody.
True.
That's just my take on this.
No, it's true. Like, they were going to go there anyway.
Yeah. They were going to go there because they would have wanted to get Kevin
Yeah.
eventually. He was good bait. There were many baited things they put in this building, like come and kill us. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like they were surprised when they did.
That's very true. Yeah, exactly. Sam now speaks.
Yeah.
He's like, really, like, is boxed up, ready to go? And Crowley's like, well, I'm a model of efficiency. And Sam's like, is that right? You know, why were you late? And he explains that he was captured by Dick, and that he's not an idiot and he's actually after you two. You know, he doesn't actually say what the deal was. He just says like, oh no, he does. He says it was to give you the wrong blood. And he's like, it's demon, but is it mine?
Yeah.
It's mine.
Like,
Real deal.
I was thinking about this. I'm not sure that Crowley ever lies. Like, outright lies.
I think you might be right.
I can't think of an instance where he just outright tells a full-on lie. Like, I don't
It's
know.
one of those things of like, the truth is so absurd that I might as well just tell you the truth.
Like, he definitely lies by omission. Like, he doesn't tell them everything. But I don't think he's ever outright lied to them. And I'm trying to
that's
think
the
of an
thing
instance.
to watch out for, I think, as we go forward. Just
I'd like to see that, whether he lies. Because I don't think he does. I don't think he even does when the whole, like, First Blade situation happens. I don't think he ever lies about what's going to happen. I don't think he tells them.
Yeah, he just doesn't tell. He doesn't always tell the whole truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, he got really annoyed at that demon who was cutting deals short.
Yeah.
So he has integrity.
Yeah, I think Crowley does have integrity. I actually think he does. Like, because he's a businessman. At the end of the day, we saw that with his interaction with Dick. Like, I think he just wants souls for how get more power. He wants to accumulate. He's the capitalist of capitalists.
This is true, but him saying that he would give, he probably didn't say he's going to give my blood. He just says, "I'll give the blood." Right? It's all like it's half truths.
Yeah, because he is breaking the contract. That is true. Oh, well, maybe that's not written into the contract at all. I don't know. I think it's interesting. It might have said like on the death of Sam and Dean Winchester, you get Canada. He might not have put anything in about the blood. I don't think Crowley is much of a liar, which I'm going to look out for now. Now I've said it.
And this is where it changes.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's going to like next line lie.
Yeah, right. Crowley says, like Dean asks why they should trust him, and Crowley says, "Good God, don't. Never trust anybody. A lesson I learned from my last business partner." And he looks over at Cass, who looks very like, he just looks at the ground like ashamed. And Dean's like, "All right, just hand it over." And then he turns to Meg, he's like, "I'm gonna scoop you up and take you back home and roast you into your jerky." And then Cass like wants to defend her because he sort of walks towards her. He's very amused that Cass is just not all there. Mm-hmm. And he says, and the boys need Cass to get Dick, don't they? So, but like, he didn't know that this was going to be the plan from Dick's side.
Like
so
he just knows more than he's letting on. Like,
yeah, I guess so.
He has eyes everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. And Cass is like, "I don't fight anymore." Yeah, I guess he knew that this was going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like an obvious business strategy. Anyway, in Crowley, because Crowley says, "Come on, give them the particulars of your enemy," which is they can replicate people.
Yeah.
Sadly, you're vital. He then throws the blood at Sam and disappears.
It was so good. I like that shot so much. It's just like as he throws it. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So we cut to a random street and we see the housekeeper from the hotel, and she's carrying a newspaper and like a knife wrapped up. Mm-hmm. Not suspicious at all.
No.
Very, very determined. She tries to open a car door and it won't open. So he goes to the back and like holds on to something, but it's iron. So he gets like ejected from her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "No, stay away from me. Please just let me go home." And you see that Bobby starts to get more sympathetic to that plight.
Yeah.
But then sees the newspaper article with Dick's face on it and he goes vengeful again. He's like, "I need you." And she's like, "No." And then gets possessed again.
Yeah.
We're back at Sucrocorp, and Dick and Susan are talking about some presentation. And Dick's like, "Great. Susan, do I look like a fool?" And it's like, not in that particular body, no. It's like, "Good. Have I told you that there are 3 rules to contract negotiation? Bring breath mints, get it in writing, and have a plan for when they screw you." And it says, "Go to the freezer." She's like, "The arm?" "Yes, the arm." So this whole next section with Kevin and this girl called Polly makes no sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I hate that it's a woman around or a girl around Kevin's age. She's probably 16, 17.
Yeah.
And she's just like clearly whatever they've been doing with their food has taken over, right? She's just completely like an obedient zombie thing. But like what she's used for makes no sense.
No.
And I don't know why it couldn't have been a man.
Yeah, it was just gratuitous, I feel.
Yes. I don't
inflame
think
their
it
power.
added anything.
No. Yeah, it's a weird like power fantasy thing that I don't get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the threat of the Leviathan was already enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have had them all like. They literally didn't need, like, the whole creamer situation doesn't really need to be written in anyway. They could have had someone come in looking like dull or whatever, and, you know, as in like just not looking like they're with it at all, and then maybe had like one Leviathan like eat one of their arms or something and then not even be bothered. I think that would have been like maybe even more impactful than this.
Yeah, like the way that I thought they were going to use her was that they were going to like be a live meal, kind of like the God episode way back when in that hotel, like where they're eating the guests. I thought it was going to be more like that.
Yeah. Like I don't feel like you need to add another layer of threat to the Leviathan when you're already at the end of the season to bring in this whole like, let's be real, like eugenics line that they're doing.
This is true. Oh my god, yeah, I didn't even think about that. But like the opposite of what eugenics is usually trying to do.
Yeah, like it's just
because they're trying to breed out
all the thin people by yeah.
It's like thin people, intelligent people. Some other like they had the PowerPoint that they're talking about.
Oh, short people as well. Was it vertically
short
challenged?
people? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if you had to go there with this. I feel like maybe eating people was evil enough.
Right. And also the fact that we're not there yet, but like she's already wearing a dress with her arms exposed, but yet they still tell her to take the dress off.
It's just alright. I really didn't like this. Like,
no.
Yeah. When I was watching it, I was like, did they really do this? Why did they do this? To make like some girls stand there in their underwear and then get killed. Yeah. They just not had enough like young women dying in this season. They're like, oh no, we're missing one.
Right.
Let's add her in.
It definitely. I don't think this was necessarily Sarah Gamble's decision to make.
I don't know
on this. I don't feel like she's someone who writes this kind of way.
Who knows though? Like, I don't know. I feel like there have been other things in other seasons, and I feel like all the writers have these moments of like.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just weird judgment calls.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2010. Like, it's not that far away, but it's still like 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago. And like, and this is not an excuse because there is an excuse, but like TV was more gratuitous back then, I think, than it is now in this way.
In this way, yeah. Taking advantage of showing things that not necessarily need to be shown. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. But I think it wouldn't fly now. I don't know, maybe it would. I don't watch that much. I don't know. Yeah. And I mean, TV is so much different now.
It's so different now.
Yeah, it really did not make sense. Like I mean, I did kind of give an explanation-ish of like just showing how bad they can be. Like they're just doing this to some random chick.
Yeah.
But like you said though, we've already established that they're already bad. Like literally, I know I'm going ahead a little bit here, but like before that even happens, Dick's talking about how the sushi is orphans.
Yeah. Like, they're bad guys. They eat babies. We'd like... I don't feel like you had to ramp it up anymore. They're evil. So,
yeah.
Like, and you could have had the same plot point of going to the lab, like, oh, they're about to send, like, nationwide distribution of their, like, turducken formula. We need to, like... Then they're going to do it now. And Kevin can say, I've just seen this girl go into a room and be eaten and she didn't even care. Like, that's how bad it is.
Right. I just saw them chomp off her arm kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, the whole point is, like, basically Kevin seeing something that's like, oh, yeah, they're bad. I need to go tell them to go blow up the lab, so they go there. That's his whole plot point in this episode. And I think there are many ways they could have done that didn't involve, like some seemingly teenage girl taking off her dress.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Supernatural. Why? Why did you do this? Why did you do this to us? When we're like enjoying an episode, suddenly throw like a curveball and you're like,
Right. It just took me completely out of, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What is going, like, why is she with Kevin? Again, this is an introduction so that he can see what happens to her, but like, also, I have such a soft spot for Kevin because like from now on, he just gets tortured until at the end of his existence.
Yeah.
So like, you're just trauma dumping, not trauma dumping, that's the wrong word, but like you're piling it on. Like he didn't need this in his life, and like just this random girl just changing in front of him is just that also feels really weird to me.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just the whole,
it's like sexual assault almost.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's very odd.
Yeah. Yeah.
He even says it at the end of the whole scene because he asks her like, oh, you know, what's going on? Who are you? What are you doing here? Like, are you a prophet? And she doesn't answer him at all. And he just says, oh, so basically I'm on my own then. And I'm like, yeah, you are, Kevin. I'm so sorry.
You don't know how profound that statement is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll probably, well, I will talk about it more when we get to more of Polly's stuff because I was just like, oh. Anyway, so we go back to the cabin. Again, I feel like it's in a different location. It's not the same as the last one, but that's fine. Dean is like reviewing the word of God that Kevin had translated. Dean says, well, one thing for sure, we've only got one shot. Yeah. This thing doesn't reload.
You think Crowley's
double-crossing us?
Yeah.
You gotta figure who he wants dead more. Us or Dick?
Then they just pour the blood onto, like they put it into a bowl, all 3 bloods into a bowl, and then they just pour it on, not the pointy bit as you said, but on the knobbly bit of the bone. I'm assuming it's a thigh bone, but I actually have no clue. I don't know my bones.
It looks
in
like
the
a
body.
femur. Yeah. Like a leg bone. But yeah, like, why put it on the hand? Whenever they've done dippy stuff in blood before, they always dip the pointy end. So why would they not dip the pointy end?
Was there something specific? It said just like, I don't know. I don't remember how it was written.
It's a magic bone, I guess. So like, I'm sure you could probably put it anywhere, but it still doesn't make sense. It wasn't on the pointy end.
What I don't understand, right? There was no like specifications of like it needs to be a ceramic bowl or a plastic tub. Would you not dip the entire thing in? Like, would you not just like put it in like a bin and like cement the whole bone and smother it?
Frankly, I would just sponge it on.
Right? Just something. Instead of just like on the like you didn't even know that if going on the handle was like, was it the blood that would kill it or was it the bone that's going to kill it? Like you did not cover your bases, Sam and Dean. Not even close.
Not. Yeah.
Anyway, so nothing happens. They're like they cut really close into their faces and their eyes, and they're like looking around, like expecting something. And again, because there was lightning and stuff, when they opened the tablet, they thought they was going to have the same kind of thing. And like when they opened the door to Purgatory back then, you know, there was all the like, but there's nothing.
There were so many fake outs in this episode. So like, do we think it's Crowley's blood? And then they do the ritual and nothing happens. And then there's like at least 2 more that I can think of that I'll point out. Like, of just absolute, how he got ya moments. Yeah. Oh, what's happening? Yeah.
Exactly. And Sam's like, well, maybe it worked. He's like, awesome. Cass then shows up with sandwiches, which I thought was adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's traveled the world to get them sandwiches. It's like, he does love you.
Specifically because they're not tainted with the turducken stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he put in all this effort.
He killed a pig.
He killed a pig. He did. He did, in fact, slaughter a pig for, like, a couple of slices of ham.
Yeah, that's not it, Cass. That's not very, like, ethical, I feel.
Yeah.
If you're going to eat the pig, you have to eat the whole pig. Right?
Maybe he gave it to, you know, processing. I don't know. Probably not.
Gave it to the needy.
Yeah, exactly. Sam is questioning Cass, saying, like, why is Crowley so certain that we need you to come with us?
Crowley's wrong. I'll be waiting right here. But please accept this sandwich as a gesture of solidarity.
So we get back to Dick. and there's like a medical box and it's got an arm in it. I didn't really catch it was Dick Roman's arm, I'll be honest. I was like, okay. So this is when we see like I said, essentially the sexual assault of Kevin, because he has to, like, I mean, he turns around, but like this girl gets told to change out of the outfit that she's already wearing. Again, completely unnecessary, because it's not like she's wearing scrubs or anything like that. It's just another outfit.
Yeah.
I guess it's to show a different, like, I guess it's to show the progression of how the Turducken stuff has changed, because in the previous episode, they were like, well, even still, the guy who like gave Sam his arm to get the blood still just did it. Like, there was no, he was still high enough to like be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like I guess the main difference is that this girl doesn't respond. And it feels like sex trafficking as well. Just there's many things like.
There's many things wrong with this. Many things. Yeah.
No. So we see outside of the office, the Sucrocorp office, and Dick is Dick and Susan are greeting a whole bunch of people who've just shown up in like blacked out cars. Back in the office with Kevin, the Leviathan scientist gives him a sandwich or a burger and fries, and he just says, I'm vegan, and like the Leviathan like rolls his eyes at him. And he drags Polly away. I mean, okay, so the reason why they did this is so that Kevin could get a bobby pin to unlock the door.
Yeah.
But it's no.
It's inexcusable.
I know, right? Inexcusable. So they're in a conference room and Dick is giving some sort of presentation and he says, eat up. This is where he says, eat up. The sushi was made of fresh orphan. Mm-hmm. And one of the Leviathans like, ooh.
Yeah, ooh, how nice.
A delicacy. And then he goes at Dick goes into his presentation of whatever they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Kevin manages to escape and he's now outside of the conference room. This conference room is made up of like a glass wall. Yeah. I know they're all paying attention to the presentation, but like surely somebody would have seen.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, and again, it does kind of happen because Kevin walks away after hearing about this creamer stuff. Oh no, he talks about, you know, how they're going to do like a regional approach and like beta testing in Ohio, processing in Wisconsin, and Florida is the breeding program. And like Kevin like makes a face at that.
They're making some assumption there about Florida, I feel.
Yes.
An unkind assumption.
Yeah. I mean, it makes the most sense though, because it's like Florida has like, it's warm, so you can just be, yeah. But like, I mean, they're doing, it's just, yeah, it's weird. Anyway. So Kevin turns around and walks away, and he it's focusing on him and the exit sign. Yeah. And he's so close, but then Susan comes around the corner and says, what are you doing out of your cage, mouse? It then cuts back to Dick, and he's talking about like, I know, I really want to tell you something really exciting. And he says, everybody meet Polly. So we're now outside of the office, and Sam and Dean are there. Sam is hacking their feeds, their camera feeds. And he's like, thank you, Charlie, wherever you are. Do you think they reached out to her to find out how to hack this, or just like what information she gave to them at the end?
Well, they used the same thing in the last heist they did, so I think that she taught him how to do it then.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So this is where they find out that there are a bunch of replicas inside the building. Mm-hmm. They're like, son of a bitch. And then we get the most disgusting scene in this whole entire episode, which we've talked about kind of at length.
Yeah.
And essentially this additive 3.0 will kill skinny people.
People with an IQ over 150, which I feel is quite high.
It is very high. I guess they're trying to eliminate the people like Charlie who have like a unique like skill set who they can't replicate.
Yeah.
None of this needed to happen whatsoever. Yeah. So even though she's eating a lot, she's not like gaining weight, so it's not good enough. What a reverse way of thinking, right?
Yeah.
But I just hate it a little bit. I don't want to go through it anymore, so I'm gonna just go past it.
I think the only like slightly like they say like the first shipment goes to Los Angeles. Is that supposed to be where all the skinny smart people are?
Skinny
Is that the
people.
commentary that they're making?
skinny people. Yeah, because it's where like everybody goes for like, you know, plastic surgery.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And where all the actors are at generally. So then he tells them they have to go down to the lab to see it because the creamer cups are adorable. So back in the car with Sam and Dean, they're going to go through all the cameras again. And this is why they made a pointed at like note of looking at the maid in the last episode, because Sam recognizes that it's the maid from the last episode. It's been days at least. And
again, divine intervention.
Yeah, exactly. And Sam rushes after her. He figures it's Bobby who's possessing the ghost because she does like wipe her nose.
Oh yeah.
And Sam goes after her. Sam just says, "You got the weapon," and eyes on Dick, plural. I'll take care of Bobby. And he gets out of the car and like runs away. I don't know if he assumes that Dean was going to go after them without him.
I think he was, yeah.
That was never going to happen though.
I think he just thought he was going to follow Sam. I think he told him to stay there because he thought he would follow him.
No, but like Sam's talking about how you've got the weapon and eyes on Dick, like, I'll take care of Bobby. Does that mean that he thought that Dean was going to leave the car and go into the building without Sam?
No, I don't think so. He was like, you need to keep an eye on him while I leave and do something.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, because I was like, no, you're not, let's not, like, try and do this solo.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was the plan. It's fine.
Okay. Good.
Okay, so yeah, Sam confronts maid Bobby, housekeeper Bobby, essentially almost saying like, look, you're putting her in danger because there's loads of cameras here, and if they see her, they're going to come out and they're going to kill her, or like they'll know who she is. Like, basically, get a grip. You know, how are you going to kill Dick? And Bobby gets out this large knife and just says, good enough for me. And actually, like, goes for Sam. Does a little bit of slash at him. Yep. Sam manages to, like, grab Bobby. And this is called her Bobby. Bobby, out of the way of the camera, because they make a point of showing this, like, camera on a swivel that's, like, going to capture them. Mm-hmm. And he's, like, struggling. And Sam's like, no, I'm not letting you go. And they're like, yeah, let me go. And eventually, like, Bobby slams Sam against this pickup truck, whatever it is, and strangles him, like, with rage on her face. Yep. And Sam's like, no, Bobby, stop. And just like at the end of season 5.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Bobby sees his reflection in the truck. Because he used to drive a truck, of course.
This is true.
And comes back to himself, just like Sam did when he saw himself in the reflection of the Impala when he was beating Dean to a pulp. The same thing happened. The parallels.
This is true. This is very true.
And I don't think that was definitely on purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bobby leaves her body and disappears, and Sam picks her up like a tiny baby person. Like, he probably scoops her up like she is a toddler. Like,
yeah. I mean, she probably passed out, right? I don't think she's like.
I just thought it was so funny how he picked her up. I don't know what it was about it. And yeah, gets her out of the way. So they're back at the cabin again. Because they were going to go after Dick, and the whole plan got stalled because of Bobby and the multiple Dicks and everything. Yeah. So Sam's on the phone. Meg is drinking a beer, and he was just checking on the woman, saying like, "Oh yeah, she's fine," you know. Which is nice. I like a little bit of a, follow up.
Yeah.
Meg's asking why they gave up the whole mission for this maid, housekeeper, and Dean just says, shut up, Meg. And Sam says, because Dick made more dicks. And like Cass and Dean, they like look at him, like give him a look like, what? And he's like, okay, so he must have kept a chunk of the original Dick Roman somewhere. They'd all have to touch it. And Dean asks Cass what his problem is, because he's like over in the corner just doing stuff, looking like he's trying not to get involved. And he just says,
Do we need a cat? Doesn't this place feel one species short?
You got anything to say on the topic of dicks?
he's like, Crowley was pretty sure that you could help. Cass doesn't want to help. They have a little bit of an argument about it, you know, because Cass is saying, can't we leave it? And Dean's like, no. And Sam's like, don't be mean. Dean has a go at him and he says, you can't leave it. You let these friggin' things in. You don't get to make a sandwich. You don't get a damned cat. Nobody cares that you're broken, Cass. Clean up your mess. And I thought Cass was going to say something. And I think that was the point of this. Like, he was walked up to him like, I'm going to say something to you. And then just says, we should play Twister.
I was thinking about why he's so obsessed with like board games. And I was thinking it's, I don't know if it was the same for you, but in my family, we would play board games as a family. And like, that was, you know, some of my fun childhood memories. So I'm wondering if he's trying to find family, right? And the only way that he can think to do that is being like, oh, let's play games.
Like I see it more as like a de-escalation technique.
There is that
like
too,
anger. And also we talked when he started playing Sorry with Dean, was that like it's almost like a metaphor, you know, of him like not wanting to play the game anymore or playing it alone.
True.
I don't know. There's so many good references in here. So Meg says, nice, you scared off the Empire's only hope. Which doesn't make sense in the context of Star Wars. So she says, you know, Cass, all those things were inside Cass. He knows them. He can see past the meat suits. And so I'm like, oh, he can see the real fake Dick Roman.
Right.
And she's like, gold star, sugar pants. Too bad he's Fruit Loops. We might have had a chance. There's suddenly like a noise behind them and Cass reappears like playing Twister, like halfway through a game by himself playing Twister. So again, like there's a time skip, and it's nighttime now. Everything else had happened in the daytime in the cabin. Dean is looking at the footage of the multiple dicks. And he's like, we can't tell. They all downloaded Dick's brain. They've got the same tells. And Sam's like, okay, so what would the real Dick be doing? And then Bobby appears.
Yep.
And he's kind of mad at them that they haven't really solved anything yet. And Sam didn't know if he'd reappeared, but of course he would because they've still got the flask. And he says to them, like, you should have burned it right off.
Yeah.
And he explains to them the feeling of the vengeance that he has, you know, of basically an itch, almost like an addict, of wanting to go back and kill Dick and possess people, basically do whatever it takes to get him. You know, so he says it's like, it's real bad. Sam and Dean sort of both head over to stand in front of him, essentially. And say to him, like, you know, it's not your fault. Like, this is what happens. And Bobby's reluctant to admit that, you know, he thought he could outsmart the ghost thing. He thought he knew so much about them that he thought he could not turn into a vengeful spirit.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting because I think the way he describes wanting vengeance and is kind of similar to how the Mark of Cain affects Dean in later seasons.
I'm done. Go get Dick. But don't do it because you think it'll scratch the itch. Do it because it's the job. And when it's your time, go.
I hate how all this ties into the finale, this whole bit.
I know.
Yeah. So they burn the flask, they melt. It definitely should not melt in this. I don't know, it might do. Depends what it's made of. And there's long lingering shots of this flask melting, by the way. Like, it's really...
I know, like I said, I feel like we could have had more from Bobby than this.
The melting flask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't burn the leather. Like, so was it just a flask that was his?
Yeah, it was just
and the leather casing was Dean's?
I guess so. But yeah, it was just a flask. So Bobby says to them, here's to running into you guys on the other side, only not too soon, all right? And we don't actually see him like burn out. They just show pretty much Dean's reaction, because Sam's kind of a blurry ghost in the background of him lighting up. And then eventually it does kind of shift the focus to Sam, and they both just look at each other like sad.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is the actual goodbye.
Yeah, because they've already had to like mourn Bobby, but then they kind of got him back in ghost form. And it's just like, I feel like it's a bit muted for them, because they knew that they've been working towards this as a possibility for a while now. Like, they'd have to burn his flask, so it's tough.
But it's also a really good moment, because if you think about all the hunters' funerals that they've had to do, like, they've always had to do it without really saying goodbye to that person. Like,
That's
Rufus
true.
and all that. It was all like, and John, Ellen, Joe, like, all of them, it's always been like, oh, we're dying in this moment.
Yeah.
Whereas now, Bobby's telling them, like, look, like, go kill Dick, but don't kill him because you want revenge from me. Like, I messed up. This is partly my fault in this moment of why I'm making you do this. So like, it's the first time they've really ever gotten closure.
Yeah, this feels very final. As well. And it is a sad moment. Like, I think, it's quite impactful to be like, oh, we're actually saying goodbye to Bobby now. You know?
But then at the same time, because it's not on screen, I was like, it's not an on-screen death.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I mean, it's not also the last we see of Bobby, so.
Exactly. Yeah. I do find it interesting that Cass was just watching from the stairs.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's true. Just, I think, almost in like resignation, I think, was on his face. Like, this is the way it is. We lose everybody. This is why I don't want to fight anymore. But then he heard what Bobby said about, not doing it out of vengeance, just like to put it right. And I think that changed his mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also this next bit.
Yeah.
Cass is a little bit selfish, and we kind of see that a little bit here too.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you my thoughts on that in just a minute. So, Cass is now back upstairs, and he's playing Uno, and Dean walks up to him and says, I need a wingman.
Great line.
He's like, no, look, I know you don't want to jump into the jaws of death. That's fine. How about we just run a little errand? And like, they get whammied to a barn somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know where this car is being held, but
So where's the barn?
just a barn. Maybe it's a barn inside a barn, like Frank did, which we don't know what happened to Frank. Frank's dead. I'm sorry.
Frank's dead. I'm sorry. He's definitely dead.
Yeah, he is dead. Cass starts to say something, and Dean cuts him off. Says, Cass, we've been over it. I get it. You can't help. And Cass is like, well, if we attack Dick and fail, then you and Sam die heroically, correct? And it's like, I don't know, I guess. And this is, at best, I die trying to fix my own stupid mistake. Or I don't die, I'm brought back again. I see now. It's punishment, resurrection. It's worse every time. And like, so true.
Yeah. For him,
Every time
it's
he
so
comes
true.
back.
Yeah, it's worse.
Yeah.
I'm not good luck, Dean.
Which is true. It's kind of true. And Dean says, yeah, you know what? Bottom of the ninth, you're the only guy left on the bench. Sorry, but I'd rather have you cursed or not. And anyway, I don't know why he says nut. All right, like, I think it's a baseball term, but like,
Yeah, I know.
it's also like, anyway, it was just I was like,
We're all cursed. I seem like good luck to you.
and like the way that Cass is looking at Dean, very reminiscent of another scene that comes up way later in time, season 15. Just that look.
Yeah. And also this reminds me of the whole scene in the barn when they first meet, where Dean, you know, Cass says to Dean, like, don't you think you deserve to be saved? You know, why, you know? And then this is Dean saying, like, well, we're all broken. We're all cursed. You still need to, like, you know, you're still someone to be relied on. You still matter.
True. Yep.
Yeah.
And Cass says, well, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but I detect a note of forgiveness. It's like, literally the only reason why he's decided to come back into the fight is because he was forgiven for his mistake.
Yeah.
It's like, you should have done it without the forgiveness, without needing forgiveness. You should just do it because to make it right.
I think it's that, and like, yeah, there's a few things that lead up to Cass making the decision. I think like listening to Bobby, I think just seeing them like trying so hard to fight against Dick and him doing nothing, confronting Crowley, I think helped as well. And then Dean finally saying like, it doesn't matter that his brain is broken right now, like they still need him and they still want him to help.
True. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we get the line that makes this the exact situation that, you know, Annie and Bobby and Annie and Sam and Annie and Dean have found themselves in. Because Dean says, well, I'm probably going to die tomorrow. So where are you going to go with that, Dean?
Yeah, where are you going to go with that? Like, as in, like, oh, so I forgive you also. You're giving him the last night on Earth speech. You are. You've already tried this.
Yep.
When you were summoning Raphael.
Yep. And Cass says, well, I'll go with you and I'll do my best. And then finally Cass is like, so what's the plan? And Dean says, well, according to Crowley, Dick knows we're coming, so we're going to announce ourselves big. And I loved this. I wanted a slightly different tweak to it, and it would have been, I think, way better. Because it's quiet. There's no sound. There's no nothing. You just hear like a little bit of a rumble. And and the car's like, you see the Impala really, really far away. And it comes right up. I wish they waited just a fraction of a second, or just a little bit longer, to start the music, so we really hear the rumble of the engine before the music starts playing. To be like, yeah, the Impala's back, baby. kind of thing. But so the music that's playing is Stephen Wolf's Born to Be Wild.
Yeah.
Obviously, great choice. And I do love that they do like all these really sporadic cuts of the Impala just driving down the road. Because of course we haven't seen it in like, I don't know how long. So many episodes. Like the majority of this season, they're not driving the Impala.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, it's nice to see the shininess. And then it goes through a barrier and then through like the Secret Corp sign. I was like, you bring it out. You bring out baby. And you immediately crash the car. And of course it's Meg.
Of course it's Meg. Driving. She's so pleased with herself with that. Like she gets out looking like fully satisfied that she crashed their car into a big glass sign. You're never going to scratches out.
Never, ever. And so it's now cutting between all the different characters. So it's kind of disjointed. But so Sam's on his own walking through and Meg is outside fighting off
getting shot
Leviathan. Getting shot. Like the way that she is so badass because she keeps getting shot but she's like walking towards them still.
She's so cool.
And then you have Cass and Dean who are also going around. So I don't honestly, they don't know that Kevin is in that building. Maybe they do now that, or maybe they do know because they had all the cameras, so maybe they saw him.
But I possibly could have done. I mean, they know the Leviathans have him. They might not know that he's definitely in this building, though.
Right. Because why would Sam be on his own? Because he doesn't know which one's Dick.
Good point.
Like, he's thinning the crowd, essentially.
I think that's it. I think Sam's on, like, damage control, but it was up to Dean and Cass to go find Dick because they've got the weapon. Because there's only one weapon. It does beg the question, like, why split up at all?
Yeah. So my guess is that there was something deleted that they had found Kevin because Sam goes directly to this room and like helps him out.
Yeah. He might have also been trying to find like a security things, trying to take the cameras down, stuff like that.
That's true.
So like there's a few different options. I don't know. They didn't tell us the plan. They just showed us the plan halfway in already in action. So
true. This is very true. So Meg gets the last Leviathan that's outside and she just says, later, ho nuggets. Great. That's how I'm going to leave the room every time. Just like later. But as she walks away, two demons grab her and they say, the King of Hell will see you now.
I'm so annoyed she got captured. Like, I know we see her again, but I'm like, oh.
I know. Poor Meg.
She's trying so hard to redeem herself, I feel.
I know. I feel like she had to grow, like she had to get empathy because she was looking after Cass for so long. Even though she kind of hated it, she also loved it. Mm-hmm. Like being relied upon. Yeah, I think
sure
she needed it. So Sam saves Kevin, and Kevin's like, we can't leave. They've got a creamer in his lab, and he's going to kill the skinny people.
The creamer is just another dick joke. That whole bit.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Yep.
I just read that, like, I was like, Dick's got his creamer in the lab, and I'm like, yeah, it's just another dick joke.
It is. Oh my god. I usually pick up on these stupid jokes, but no, it went straight over my head on that. Went straight over my head on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's got his meat and his creamer.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this show. God. Okay.
Yeah. They got to blow up that cream. So Sam agrees to go do this. And then we cut to... I don't know if they purposely built this particular office over a lab, but it does feel very strange that there's like a lab, a slaughterhouse, a whole bunch of like a testing place, all in this one building. Like I know there's a complex and it has multiple ones, but I'm just like, do you really need to be this close to what's happening?
Yeah, well, they're evil.
Yeah,
and it's easier to have your corporate offices like right on top. I don't know, like. Buildings are expensive.
I guess so. Because then, if it gets blown up, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So yeah, Dick is down in the lab and he opens the creamer thing and drinks it.
Yeah.
Proving that they can eat normal food too.
I guess they can still eat the skinny people that they're trying to kill. I don't know.
I don't know. So he's like, oh yes, well, I smell a promotion. And then he turns around and the scientist is now dead on the floor. And
yes.
Cass and Dean are there. Dick just says, a little abrupt, but okay. And Dick turns to Cass and says,
Castiel, good to see you again. Thanks for the ride into paradise. And good on you. Pulling that together, A+.
This doesn't feel like the climax of a season finale.
I know.
It was so easy. So, yes, Meg got captured, but they found Kevin. Nobody's limping. Nobody's bleeding. They're all just perfectly okay. When they can't, the only thing they have to defeat Leviathan is soap and a knife.
They're just that good. There's not even really a fight here. You know?
He's
just
honestly,
so arrogant.
I don't think Leviathan know how to fight. I think they are just they rely on their reputation so much in Purgatory that you just invoke the fear of them and you just crumble essentially.
Yeah, possibly. That makes sense. Because I don't think that I don't remember. I don't think that in Purgatory they actually encounter a lot of Leviathan either.
Not until they go back later on.
Yeah.
So
I don't
know. Yeah.
He just kind of stands there and lets this happen to him.
He really does.
He thinks that it's fake though. He thinks the blood is a fake blood. He truly thinks that Crowley did it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though
again
he had a
with the
contingency
fake out.
plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Dean even says, you don't think this will work. You trust that demon? And he says, sure. You sure I'm even me, Dean? And Dean says, no, but he is. And he points to Castiel. He says, you see, Here's the thing with dealing with Crowley, he'll always find a way to bone you. Ha ha. I know I made the same joke earlier, but like, ha ha. You can't make the same joke twice in one episode, Dean.
Yeah. That's true. He did. He was like doubling down on his like nun joke. Like, I'm going to make it work this time.
Exactly. So then they have a little bit of a spat and Dean stabs him in like the abdomen area and he's like, you really think you could trump me? And I thought that was very funny. He's word trump for a corpus man, but like that wasn't intentional because it actually makes sense. Anyway, and Dean's like, honestly, and he takes out another bone. And then like Cass pulls on his head and exposes his neck and he like stabs him through the neck.
Oh yeah, it's gross. I love it. It's also really badly CGI'd.
Awful. So Kevin and Sam also run into the room at this point while Dick is vibrating the world.
He is vibrating. That is the word to do it, is vibrating.
And Dean says, figured we'd just catch you off guard. And like he goes into some sort of transformation and like he's all bleeding and out of his mouth and stuff. And he's like, he's got this look on his face of like, ha ha, I know what's gonna happen next and you don't. Like he's still very smug about himself dying.
Yeah.
And then he explodes into black goo. And I was like, of course.
Yes, he does. Of course he does. Yeah.
What else could possibly happen?
The future is full of black goo after all.
Yep. The future is black. Black goo.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sam is like a body shield.
Yeah. Sorry. Like, that's it. That is it. That is the end of the Leviathan of season 7. So yeah, I can see why people would be really annoyed at this because it is like
it's super anticlimactic.
2 minutes.
Yeah. I think Cass gets thrown against a wall once. That's pretty much the only damage they take, and then that's pretty much it. They manage to defeat him. Yeah.
I guess the problem is maybe not the problem, but the way that they decide to write Supernatural from now on is we have another season. We're gonna leave it on. Like, we're going to write as if this is a regular episode that will go into the next one. Because this just feels like a regular episode. It doesn't feel like a finale.
Yeah, because they knew they were getting another season at this point.
Yeah.
Which is why we get the, like, end bit that we do. Because this all of this now is just setting up for season 8.
Yes.
So, yeah. So yeah, Sam managed to shelter Kevin and he's like just covered in black goo. And Kevin's just like, we should go. But as Sam looks around, like there's no one left in the room. Like Dick is gone, Cass is gone, Dean is gone.
Yeah.
And then Crowley appears. This whole thing of like how they mop up the Leviathan really annoyed me as well. It's just so offhand and I'm like, oh yeah, we don't really see much of the Leviathan again after this.
Yeah.
Because
which you would think, you would think that like they're about to go kill off a bunch of head of corporations, but I guess Crowley's like, oh well, we're gonna replace them with our people essentially.
Yeah, I think so. Because he's like, I have a small army of demons outside. Cut off the head and the body will flounder after all.
Think if you'd had just one king since before the first sunrise, you'd be in a kerfuffle too.
I love the word kerfuffle. I use it all the time. And Sam's like, that's exactly what you wanted. And he's like, so did you. The Levi's are just another monster. Hard to stomp, but you love a challenge. And your job is to keep them from organizing. And Sam's like, where's Dean? And Crowley knew. He's like, see, I think, I wonder if he dosed the blood. I don't know. Because he knew. How did he know? And this was his revenge on Cass.
Yeah. And Dean.
Well, yeah, but like, yeah. And
Mostly
Dean.
Cass.
But mostly Cass. So he's like, that bone has a bit of a kick. God weapons often do. They should put a warning on the box. And he's like, I can't help you, Sam. And then he steals Kevin. he summons some demons. They grab Kevin. He's like, "Prophet's mine." Like, Crowley truly won this season. Like, this is his shining moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, you got what you wanted. Dick's dead. Save the world. I want one little prophet.
Sorry, Moose. Wish I could help. You certainly got a lot on your plate right now. It looks like you are well and truly on your own.
And Sam's just like, looking around the room, like, worried face. Sam's, So yeah, go on. But then, no, go on.
Before we get into this, real quick, because this next bit is the most important of this entire episode. When it says the body will flounder, do you think it means that now decapitating the Leviathan will actually kill them?
I don't think they're dead. I think they're just like directionless. So they can just kind of go off on their own. And I don't think they know what to do. I don't think they can think by themselves. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So
but I don't know. I feel like Edgar was a true king. He was a Shadow King.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think, maybe it does just kill them out slowly, like they're kind of like getting power from the head.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I would never really find out because we don't really see many Leviathans at all. So,
I'm sure there's some sort of one-liner in the beginning of the next season.
Yeah, I think they should have done shown a reaction of a Leviathan when Dick dies. Like Susan, for example. Maybe she just like melted into a puddle of goo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing. So we get a little like end bit of this season. There's like a forest at night. And I could barely see any of this, by the way, because like it's so dark on the screen. Yeah, it's really dark. Cass is waking up Dean, who's lying on the ground. And he's like, good, like, we need to get out of here. Cass is himself again. He's no longer, like, broken in some way. I say that in the nicest way possible. Dean asks where they are. And Cass is like, you don't know? It's like, oh, last time I remember we ganked Dick. And Cass says, okay, so where would he go in death? And Dean's cottoning on. And as Cass explains, every soul here is a monster. This is where they come to prey on each other for all eternity. And Dean's like, we're in purgatory or purgatory.
We will not be saying it that way.
No. Like, how do we get out? And Cass is like, well, we're more likely to be ripped to shreds. Dean like turns around, these two like these glowing red eyes like looking at him, and he just goes to like turn and says, Cass, I think we better. But Cass is gone. It's disappeared. And he's like, Cass. He's stuck in purgatory. Yep. It's fine that he's got his cool leather jacket and a big machete. He'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had the machete on him. Doesn't he get like a bone knife though?
He uses the machete through most of purgatory.
Okay, I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I'm thinking of this bone knife. Not the bone, not the first blade, but the other one.
No, yeah, I don't think so. I think he uses the machete through most of purgatory, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Maybe he like attaches it to make it more like a spear.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe he fixes the handle. That's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. But we're there. We are actually now in purgatory, so we can now start to escape it.
We did it. We finally made our way there. That's so funny.
Which is quite fitting. That is like kind of middle of the season, right?
Yeah,
I mean, middle of the series.
That's good. Yeah, we're
good job on naming that, Amy. That was good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Oh gosh, I mean, I don't think I got anything else to say about this episode. I think I've expressed my disappointment in the storytelling and the anticlimacticness of it, but I do enjoy the character interactions in this episode quite a lot. So it's fine, it's not the best season finale because that's season 8, so it couldn't be the best one.
Yes, and like obviously we won't get answers to what actually happened to the Leviathan but they all do eventually end up back in purgatory. I do wonder though, because we talked about it before in the in Reading is Fundamental, that the lore behind tablets sort of changes, and I think it's the beginning of season 8 because I feel like Kevin continues to read it in different ways, and that's how they get rid of the Leviathan in the end. I feel like that's somewhere, but I could also be making that up. So yeah.
I don't remember. I'm looking forward to seeing, because they definitely use the tablets more next season. That's the whole thing.
Yep.
That Crowley's doing, because they introduced the like demon tablet situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he uses it in new and interesting ways. I don't remember, to be honest. But
we'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think last season 6 with the finale was quite good. Like it was very dramatic. And there were good emotional moments in this episode, but I don't think there were any, like, obviously because like Bobby, that's probably the most emotional moment. But like the actual end confrontation was not emotional at all.
No, it was definitely it was just for having beings that were so difficult to kill throughout this entire season, and like they've just been beheading them and they keep coming back. So then just like stick it in the neck. It's like, what?
Yeah.
The thing that I didn't like about season 6 is like ending was that season was all about Dean essentially, and then like it switches to Sam, which was like a really weird switch.
Yeah.
Versus this one, I feel like they knew that they had to get rid of the big bad, and here I do wish that they would have carried on fighting the Leviathan through season 8 a little bit, just to get rid of them. Because like as we go on, I feel like the big bad, while it gets bigger and bigger, they also like they do continue. So like season 14, God was still was the bad guy. They were still fighting him, and in season 15 he continued to be the bad guy.
Yes. Season 7 is just a one-shot big bad.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
And then they
like
go back to angels.
Yeah, it's like they all do sort of roll into each other. And then it's only, I think, I can't remember who the big bad is. Oh no, I do remember who the big bad is next season. It's kind of isn't one, but there kind of is. It's interesting.
The big bad was your feelings inside.
Yeah, the big bad was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, right.
But
what does that say about us? I don't know.
I don't know. I am disappointed in season 7. I really did enjoy season 7. I think there were parts of it that are really good. There are parts of it that are quite bad. Just like any season of Supernatural. I wouldn't put it in my top 5 seasons, I don't think.
No.
But I probably wouldn't put it in my worst season either.
I agree.
I think that might belong to season 6.
I think so. Season 6 was so directionless. That was the problem with it. Whereas this had direction. It was just like the destination. It was all about the journey in this season rather than the destination, because the destination was just not that good.
I think they maybe did plan for the Leviathan plot to last longer, and then kind of people hated it, so they just ended it and went on to something else.
Yeah,
which is fine.
I think they hated it because it was so many dick jokes. Like they are funny. They are funny, but it can get a bit much.
Yeah, and they just crammed them all into that last episode.
Yes,
like
they did.
They were all there. Yeah,
well,
2 bone jokes. 2.
And Dick did, in fact, explode.
He did explode in his cream factory.
Luckily, it was black goo. That's the only redeeming factor of this.
Honestly, this like. I sometimes watch The Boys and I'm like I know this is what Supernatural would have been like if they didn't have censorship. Like I see it in my mind exactly how it would have been if Kripke had been able to like swear and have like loads of gore and like sex, drugs, rock and roll in Supernatural. Yeah,
we would have seen so much more of Jensen.
That's right.
And Sam.
And, like. The Boys is testament to that, because he's just cast them all and be like, well, I didn't get to see on Supernatural, so here you go. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
It wouldn't be a season finale if we didn't curse out Crookie. Like,
It's true. He didn't even have a writer's credit on this one, so.
I still remember where I went to that panel when I saw him, and I was like, there was like a visceral feeling of like, oh my god,
The man, the myth,
it's
the
him.
unfortunate
I have so many
legend.
questions that I'm not allowed to ask. It's not even about the show I'm at a panel for.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dear,
But-
dear. So now that it's the end of the actual episodes of season 7, you know
Yes.
what time it is for next episode. It's our wrap up.
Yep.
And then some of the silly mistakes and stuff and comments that we've made that I've taken out
Looking forward.
as well after that. And then we can talk about Kevin, because that episode is called We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for season 8. I'm really excited. I feel like we're over the hump of Supernatural.
Yeah, so I think we talked about this before. We have now gotten to the peak.
Yeah,
And
we're
gonna be
at the summit.
at the
Yeah.
plateau, and then we just get to free fall.
Yeah, free fall all the way down.
Yep.
Oh, it'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's all
Yeah.
good. Season 8.
We're looking at like 5 more years of recording, so we'll get there. I mean, honestly, we're recording this at the end of October, and the season 15 was almost 5 years ago at this point.
Wow.
Yeah,
When they're going to announce their like revival? I feel like it's soon.
it's coming.
Like in my bones. I don't know though. Jensen keeps getting work on other stuff. I feel like they just need him to like not have a job for a bit, and then maybe they can all get together and do it.
That's why he's keeping himself busy, because he's like, no, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, like, no, I have to get another job. I can't go back to Supernatural. You can't take me back.
You can't put me back in that headspace. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
At the end of the episode, we'd like to thank the Pixel Agora for his amazing logo art. And if you'd like to get that on a notebook, I'm sure it's there. You can also talk to us about this season and all of the good stuff and all of the bad stuff and all of the cream stuff. We're all over social media. You can find us on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Bluesky, or you just search Escaping Purgatory Podcast or Escaping Podcast on Bluesky.
Oh, thank you. And at the end of this episode, we exploded into a pile of black goo and finally found ourselves at our destination. So next time, hopefully, we can find our way out. Bye!
Bye!